You know what
Backpacking America
is, right?
It's fucking awesome.
It's Backpacking America, an analytical podcast. Alright, I got my boy Derek on here, and we're going to be talking about how the media has changed since we've been kids. And just for reference, Derek graduated high school in 16, and I graduated in 17.
Yep.
Yeah, bro, we're old. Like,
We're old. We're getting there.
Now, did you want to throw in your YouTube real quick and give a little spiel?
Oh yeah, sure. My YouTube. Well, I haven't got it fully set up yet, but it's going to be called The Middle Brain, and it's basically just going to be some ideas and stuff that I think are very useful for people to know. Basically, internet safety, stuff like that, and a bunch of other cool, interesting, and controversial topics as well.
Yeah, you showed me that
you
cool advanced search trick.
Yeah, I definitely think that Google Advanced Search, it's something that not a lot of people know about. Like I just discovered it. My professor actually showed it to me, and basically you could go into Google and you can narrow down your searches into to only show you .edu links or .gov links or .mil links. So most of these links are going to be non-biased information, hopefully, and and be legit data, from the sources and from the government, census data and onwards, real data. As we would hope.
Yo, I'm not gonna lie. I've seen the Afghanistan papers and I've read them. And let me tell you, when the general said we have no idea why the fuck we're in Afghanistan, trust and believe we don't know why we're there. Like, it was so funny. But okay, so I wanted to talk about. We talked about a lot of things about this topic in the past because we've been wanting to do this for a couple of months. But I think, if it's okay with you, I'd like to start with memes. And
yeah,
just
that's
seeing,
no problem.
Bro, so isn't it like around 2015 is when memes became political weapons?
You think 2015? Yeah, because that was basically the year. Yeah, that was around. That's definitely what would that be? Senior year.
Oh yeah, that was senior year.
That would be senior year for me, and I just memes. Okay,
Oh.
yeah, that was when they started becoming offensive. Like when somebody would see a meme and it might strike them a certain way, and some of them would be directly derogatory towards certain people, and it was definitely like, I feel like that was when like Facebook arguments really started popping off. It was like 2014, 2015, Facebook politic bullshit. Like that's when it really popped off. Like, yeah.
I've been involved with that, man. I was in left books.
So I'm honestly I'm guilty of that too. Like I've been on Facebook and I've scavenged my words, whether it be video games or me not understanding political views at like 16 years old, trying to fuck with people. But yeah, that's that. Funny thing is about memes actually though is one of my professors, I had a late start class, and the first introduction project, she put us in groups and she said, find a meme that best represents your group. And this honestly, like, this is kind of like, I don't even know how I felt about this because I'm like, well, we're actually using memes now in like education. Like I understand like we're not learning anything from it, but it's like, use a meme. Like the first introduction to this lady is use a meme. I'm like, all right, like, so this is definitely like this. It's like we're really in the future now. Like we're using memes in education. Like, oh my gosh, I just can't believe that.
No, I had that happen in one of my classes too. The guy actually showed us the definition of a meme and made the argument that memes have been around since the 70s. And it's actually
really?
True.
Okay.
Yeah, a meme is
Okay.
a self-replicating phenomenon where media replicates itself through constantly being regenerated or something like that.
You know what?
And-
I could definitely say Obey literally became a meme. Remember Obey used to be like the coolest clothing brand and stuff?
Yeah, I
That
remember
shows like the
that.
supreme of its day. And it literally, the definition that you said was Obey literally became a meme. It was something, it was a phenomenon at first, and then it just got replicated and replicated. Next thing you know, like it's just dried out. Like that. Wow, that's something.
That's like the Pepe memes and the Doge memes. Well, Pepe actually got killed because of the Trump presidency. I'm not gonna lie.
That was that's the green dude, right?
Yeah, it was the green frog.
Yeah. Okay.
and the far right took him. And I
Oh yeah.
remember because I was in the great meme wars of iFunny, and yeah, bro, high school was a dark time, and I fought in four of the great meme wars as they were called, and
Awesome.
iFunny was the more accessible 4chan and Reddit, and
Yep.
basically there was a fight between the left and the right of who the platform would belong to. And one of the things the right wing did for their memes was called the left can't meme. And it just got featured and it would spread all over like the left can't meme, the left can't meme, the left
Hmm.
can't meme. And like all of our memes that would be like actually like critical of capitalism and racism and such, everyone would just spam left can't meme, left can't meme, left can't meme.
Mm.
And then there was infighting with the bronies and then the My Little Pony and stuff and like all
I
these
remember
little
that.
subgroups. You remember
Yes.
that?
Yep. I remember bronies. Yep.
But you know what's interesting is that like these internet tactics of just like taking over hashtags and like
Like I don't
use
understand like what like some certain trends. I don't understand what. I guess it's literally in human nature though. Like monkey see, monkey do. Like
oh
I
yeah.
guess because I don't know if you heard about the Ice Cube incident on TikTok. That was something else.
No, what happened?
Yeah, people were shoving ice cubes where the sun don't shine.
They're putting ice cubes in their ass?
Yeah, and other places, like
No.
younger children. Yeah, this is actually like it's funny when you look at it, but like when you really look at it, like yeah, this is actually like younger children, like uh, putting ice cubes where the sun don't shine. I don't know.
Wait. So yeah, you was going off about TikTok actually. So did you want to speak on that?
I mean, I just TikTok is like, listen, it's already been proven. It's a Chinese media thing. More specifically, there's nobody in the government or their family is allowed to have a TikTok account. Anybody in the House of Representatives, any senators, them or their family are explicitly not allowed to have it because any information, the way that works and the way the internet works in China, from what I understand, correct me if I'm wrong, is any data that sends over there has to get sent through the Chinese, right? It has to get sent through them.
I'm not sure. I don't know how Chinese firewall works.
Yeah, but from what I understand and readings that I've done is the information on TikTok. It's since it's a Chinese app, it has to go through their net regulations, and the information is theirs. Any information, facial recognition, names, addresses, email addresses. Not that it. Let's be like, what are they really gonna do with my email address? Whatever, they send me some bullshit. But like, at the end of the day, that's just something that's that's one of the things to look at. Another thing to look at is the influence that it had. Literally, that kid shoving ice cubes where the sun don't shine. That is just has the amount of influence that it has on people and the way it can change your views. Not TikTok now. I'm talking social media in a broader view. Instagram and other stuff, and these subcultures and such strain on the younger minds of today. It creates identity crisis and depression and anxiety and I think that there's plenty of causes for that. Are we looking at it more medically now from a medical standpoint? Are we actually diagnosing people with these conditions because we're further researched? Yes, but could there be third party things driving these cases? I definitely think that the internet is one of them. From just the way it influences and tries to change your mind. I'm going to bring up Cyrus Parsa
Who's
before I
that?
go too far off topic. Cyrus Parsa is a man that made a lawsuit against Google. Basically, mentioned about how Instagram and TikTok's algorithms fueled the political wars. So not necessarily the politicians themselves and their words. Obviously, there could be some heated arguments and heated words off of what they said, but people browsing on their phones. Let's say you go on Instagram and you like a bunch of um, right wing or left wing posts. It's going to show you a bunch of right wing or left wing posts, and it's going to kind of drive that into your head. And then you're going to meet. You're going to be exposed to people that think the same way as you, and you're going to be exposed to anti other side propaganda too on that as well. And and they inadvertently, these algorithms kind of cause this, because I could like let's say if I love dogs a lot, right? I don't even let's say if I don't even get political on my social media and I like dogs a lot, I like a lot of pictures of like cute little puppies and stuff. There's going to be a bunch of little cute little puppy pictures, right? Like that's just how it is. But the farther you go into these things, like the more you start arguing with people, the more you start sharing posts in regards to views, the more you start doing this, that, or the other, the more they're going to drive it into your head. And like I feel like it drives some people insane. I'm not even gonna lie. I really think it drives people crazy.
It does. It definitely does. I was in I joined the Socialist Party actually, my first 2 years at college, and I added just, people from the party and, joined a bunch of Facebook groups that were communist oriented. And what I found was that it wasn't even like, the internet's not the place for that type of organizing or that type of work. For the exact reason that you said is that it drives people crazy. And it attracts people that are, well, crazy, because that's the type of people that populate it all day, the people that take it so seriously, meaning like the internet. It's not even like saying that you shouldn't call out like racist stuff, like if someone's calling someone the N-word in a comment. I mean, obviously, yeah, like you report the comment, but it's to the point like if you have a minor disagreement and you get dogpiled, and within your party, within your organization, is what I mean. Like I've seen that. So it's like it's almost creating a hive mind, but it's failing because I feel like it's not really working here, because once the thought gets challenged, it's melted down. It's not an all-encompassing tool like we think it is, and mostly because there's profit motive. And if you look at like all the news media companies in this country, they're owned by about 5. And some of these companies own both left and right-wing news sources. So they need the division, but they're like, okay, well, if we use this algorithm, it's going to give people content they want to see. And yeah, these are going to be the negative effects, but they don't intend for it to blow up. That's not their intention. Their intention is to get a market and a demographic developed so they can market ads to that demographic, which is why whenever I open up my laptop, I see Che Guevara t-shirts, and I see like advertisements for books, or I see activist stuff just thrown on my feed first, or I see like because your phone and your laptop listen to you when you speak. So, they're going to market things to you in those Facebook groups, and they're just figuring out which group and which set of people fits best into this advertisement, and we're going to use our algorithm to figure that out.
Now, when you say market something to them, do you mean ideas, or do you actually mean tangible services and goods?
Tangible services. That's the whole point of the algorithm, is so that 1, people can get connected to like-minded people, and 2, then they use the algorithm to figure out what type of stuff they like, and then they sell that stuff to them through ads.
I could definitely see, now that you say that, I could definitely see some examples of that. I can think of that directly. I don't know. Have you ever gotten the Manscaped ad?
Yeah, all the time.
You get that? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird though. Like I'll be playing like YouTube videos and my speakers are on, and this guy's talking about like, have you ever shaved your balls? Like, I'm like, yo, what's with this ad? But my computer knows I'm a man, and it knows I have balls, and it knows I need to shave them, so it sends me this ad. It's just crazy, bro. It's crazy.
Hey, yo, why aren't you shaving your balls, dude? No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Hey, man, this isn't airing on FM radio anymore. I can do whatever the hell I want.
Yeah, that's weak, though. That's weak. No, I'm saying, though, it knows, though. Like, everybody's got to do that.
Did you hear about the story? Did you hear about the story where Target used the Google algorithm to send pregnancy products related to pregnancy to a woman, to a girl actually in high school, to her address, and her dad found it, and that's how the family found out she was pregnant.
So she got a piece of paper in the mail in regards to like some sort of pregnancy, baby shower shit? Like, what did she
Yeah.
get?
Yeah. Well, yeah, so basically what happened
It
was
was
she
an
was Googling.
advertisement.
Yeah, she was Googling shit about like what to do when she was pregnant. Like, oh my God, I'm pregnant. And Target sent her coupons for baby related stuff. And the dad and the mom were like, that's weird because we're not pregnant.
Yo,
Let's see
what?
what's up with our kid. I'm not kidding. Wait, hold up. I'm about to pull this up to you and send it to you. Let's see. Wait. Teen gets sent
That's so
Target.
hurt.
I know, right?
They really like it's all monetized though. Like it really is all monetized. I feel like the arguments are monetized too. Any type
Oh, of
of you can
course.
monetize off of disagreements, you can monetize off of arguments. That's wild.
Of course.
And
Of
then
course.
there's even more monetization because it's not just the physical services that you get, but it's the ad space that is sold on the website.
And
It's
there's
just, there's so much bread and dangling something over people's heads, and it's just like like that's one thing I noticed is the consumer mindset versus like the non, like I don't know. It's really just a consumer mindset. Do you know what the consumer mindset is?
of
You
course,
could
yeah.
probably imagine what that is. It's just like because it's just I feel like it makes you focus on the specifics instead of the bigger picture. You
Yeah,
know?
like what's crazy too is like what else is like when Black Lives Matter was really in full swing. Um and everyone was talking about it. There were all these people that were making Black Lives Matter t-shirts and ads for like face masks and stuff just popping up in the algorithm. And there were people on Twitter that were like, hey yo, I'm a black trans woman, here's my Venmo, hit me up because you owe me reparations. And
Yeah, I seen that.
there were people making bread off of like these movements. And I'm not gonna lie, like I help people out. I donate money to homeless people. Like I
Yeah.
help people that are hungry, but like I'm not gonna trust an internet thing unless it's like a GoFundMe.
Here's my method on it. Anytime a homeless person walks up to me for money and it's going to a cause and he asks me, he says, "Hey," usually what a homeless person would say is, "I'm trying to get some food. You got money?" And I don't want to give him $10 and not know what he's going to do with the $10. A lot of people disagree with me on this. A lot of people say, "Yeah, you could take the $10 and go OD." Blah, blah, blah. I say, listen, if I'm close to food or if I'm by at the gas station, I'll be like, "Come on inside with me. I'll buy you something." You know,
Mm.
that is a lot different because it's not like because that kind of resembles that, right? So like the GoFundMe for said person is like the homeless man asking for some bread to eat, but I can feed that, but I don't know where the money's going. Instead, you can help directly by, you know what I'm saying? There's a more direct approach to that. That's
So you're
that's
saying like you should actually like donate to the people in like the Twitter thread instead of just like make a GoFundMe.
I don't use Twitter. Yeah, no, because there's no really way. Like I'll send them clothes. I'll send them if they're in a dire situation. I send somebody
Mm.
clothes. I send somebody food. I send them, whatever. I just don't like giving out money just for the purpose of not knowing where it's going.
I see what you're
Just an
saying. Yeah.
example. Not to say that everybody's homeless that needs help, but it's just an example. Like, okay, a direct help. What are some more direct ways that we can help? Support businesses. That's a great example right there.
Hmm.
Um, but that's just you know
No, I know what you're saying. Yeah, like I'm gonna be real. Like I'll like I don't know. I'll definitely give money to the homeless dude because like I don't. It's just quick for me. Like I'm always in a rush. But like if you want to go and buy them stuff too, like that's also valid. Like I don't care. Like I think you're valid for that because it's your money. Like
the
you're
reason
decide.
why I do
You know.
that is one day I was feeling extra nice one day. This dude comes up to me. I gave him $10. The second that $10 hit his hand, he was on his phone. Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? I was like, oh motherfucker, he's about to go shoot up. I was like, ah, oh, damn, he's about to go get rocked up off that $10.
No way.
And yeah, I just felt like I was just like, bro, he was ready. Like he had his phone out, bro. He was ready to get that. Yeah,
There are
and
scammers out there. That's for sure.
I
I've
mean,
been scammed.
yeah, it's not even that he scammed me. He just asked me. He said, "I'm homeless. You got some spare change?" I give him $10, and then it just didn't even go through my mind that there's a possibility that that could be why he's homeless, you know,
Right. Right.
uh,
And I know
or that
people
that
like
could be a
that.
result of homelessness. Don't get me wrong, but that could be why he's homeless. So after that, I kind of, and it's happened to me that there have been times where I'm like, let me go get you something to eat, right, bro? How about this? I got a brand new pork fried rice in my car. This dude comes up
Damn.
to me. He goes, "You got some money for something to eat?" I tried to give him the pork fried rice. I don't eat pork. Chicken and broccoli? Nah. Walked away. I was like, yo. I was literally like, oh my God, bro.
Dude, he turned down chicken and broccoli?
Yeah,
What? What?
yeah.
Bro, yeah, nah, there are some people that will just try to get for drugs. And like, the argument too is that like, oh, well, you should give them the money anyway because like they'll OD if you don't. And it's like, well, I don't spend my money on drugs, so I'm not going to help someone else buy drugs. And it's not really my fault that they're in that position. And we should try to maybe make our communities more able to like prevent drug addiction than just give them money and feed it because then you're enabling them.
That's what I'm saying. I don't want to enable it. And I feel that it would be more beneficial to the person that I'm giving this money to know in me, and I know now that my bread that I just gave them actually went into their belly instead of going to drugs
Yeah, that's why like
or
again,
or
like
a negative
I
place,
never donated
alcohol.
money like to people that asked for it on the internet cuz it's like, and there's been people that have done that, like
Yeah.
they're mostly preying off of like the white liberal that just feels really guilty and just kind of being like, yeah, like you know
I feel like nothing's more like oppressive than that. Like being like, oh, like I don't know. I just feel like I understand the situation that we have, but there's other ways that we can go about this rather than feeling so horrible about that. Like if you feel bad that like just because somebody is not your skin color and that you're like, you know what I'm saying? I just feel like that's racist. Like
yeah,
just
exactly. Like to feel guilty for like, oh, like I feel bad that I'm white because I know I'm more privileged than them, and
yeah,
then
I
you
just
don't do anything about it is when
that's what I'm
it's just
saying.
like,
It's like, yo,
then the thing is too is like, what is this, what about it, and it's not posting stuff on social media, it's not posting things on your
it's
story, it's
not
like,
that. That's the thing. People got that confused. They think that, oh, I don't see any of you people advocating. But it was funny when this shit first happened. I was like, all right, I watched it go down. Everybody played their part, and I respect that. But there was a couple of people who said, "Oh, we're not going to let this die down. We're not going to let this die down." And honestly, I haven't. The last couple months that I was using social media, I haven't seen any stuff like that from
and you
any of
know
the
what's
people I
crazy?
follow.
And yeah, they're all talk. They don't know how to do it, or they're just all talk. And you want to talk about algorithms, bro? So back when and this was actually true that the government was part of the black square thing. Do you remember the Instagram blackout?
Yeah,
So back when that was really happening, groups were using Instagram to coordinate strike actions and like protests and stuff. And there was information there of how to treat wounds of all varying types, how to have quick communications, how to be safe in public. And what happened was there was this random event saying, "Oh, Instagram blackout. You have to black out the hashtag Black Lives Matter with a black square to show solidarity." And all those resources were flooded away because millions of people posted a black square, and it pushed all these important resources down to the bottom and no one could figure it out. And that was when Black Lives Matter started to get destroyed and the counterinsurgency began. And the government was in coordination with the social media companies to push all that down. In fact,
Okay.
there was a
So let me
guy.
just ask you a question real quick. So,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Um, when you when you're saying when you're posting this black square, it's essentially flooding out resources that actually help rather than just
Yes,
posting a
yes,
picture.
yes.
Okay, I understand now.
Yeah,
Okay.
and basically there was this guy I interviewed. He was in Seattle at the time, and he was like, "Yeah, dude, like with the Capitol Hill Autonomous Zone, like it was actually like, it was gonna fail because it wasn't centralized, obviously, but like it was just like the state waged a counterinsurgency, and what they did was they did a soft counterinsurgency where the mayor of Seattle had a bunch of activists on his bankroll that he sent in there to chant, "This is not a autonomous zone. This is not an autonomous zone," and destabilized essentially the whole project, kind of trashed the community gardens and just demoralized the people. And then people started to leave because they were like, all right, I guess this is over. Like, no one's really doing anything. We have no leadership. And then the National Guard and the police moved in and mopped up all the stragglers and the people that were actually trying to hold their ground. Yeah, bro.
Oh,
It's also, what's interesting too is just the power of social media. Well, I don't agree with COVID misinformation being spread. Social media companies are able to push down, COVID critical opinions. And again, I'm not saying that I agree with those opinions, but it's just scary that the power that these companies have to shape and influence discourses, that they can
yes.
literally
They
silence an
can
opinion.
they can silence an entire opinion. They can silence entire. That's the thing. They can, and you know what that entitles? There's opinions, right?
Yeah,
And then there's also facts. If they can silence opinions, they can silence facts too.
exactly.
That's the
And they
big
have.
problem here. There's a big thing. There's a big problem here about silencing facts. I was talking about that guy Cyrus Parser before that filed a lawsuit against Google. You go on YouTube, you look up Cyrus versus Parser lawsuit. I mean, sorry, Parser versus Google lawsuit. Do not find nothing about Parser versus Google. You know when Parser versus Google first started?
When?
Around 20, I think February. No, let me check it. Hold on, let me Google it real quick. It happened in early
Yeah.
2020.
You know what's interesting is that I'm on DuckDuckGo, and it's like the first result is like what we're talking about. Now, I wonder what happens if I go on. Let's see if I go on Chrome.
So Parser versus Google, you found the .edu government, right?
I didn't find. Hold on. Let me just make sure.
.edu document. Yeah, yeah.
Let me just
Yeah, let me send you a
open
link.
Google. I found yeah, it's an edu. The first one's an edu.
Yeah. You got to check that out, dude. That is something else. It honestly blows my mind. Listen, this guy Cyrus, he's an author. I'm pretty sure he's got a PhD. He's a very smart guy. He's very intricate. He's got some unconventional ways of expressing his ideas, but when you really look into it and you read it and you start to put it all together, it kind of makes sense. And it really does make sense. We got to check this out. We got to do a full segment on this document right here.
I
This
definitely would
document
like to.
Yeah, we got to do some on this doc because this is a crazy one. Is this filed 2019?
What's crazy is that people also never read the Afghanistan papers either, and like if you read it, like even if you're a fervent supporter of the United States, you're gonna be an anti-imperialist after reading it because it's literally for no point. Like I've read the whole thing and how much money we dumped into it, and
This is the Afghanistan papers. You said?
Yeah, the Afghanistan papers.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, yeah, we don't know who our friendlies are or who our enemies are because it changes every day. It literally changes every day, like who our friends and enemies are. One day we're friends with someone, the next day we're shooting at them and bombing them.
Yeah,
And I would like to say that on Google, I did find the edu site for Parser versus Google did pop up.
All right, I'm gonna check. I'm definitely gonna check out the Afghanistan papers too.
Definitely check it out. Yeah, there's a lot of information. Like, there's information definitely censored from us, but a lot of it is just knowing where to look as well. And it's not really taught to us how to look for information. And unfortunately, a lot of this lack of critical thinking does come from the high schools. So I remember, you remember Mr. Hadzima, right?
I've never had him as a teacher. He kind of looked like Fred Flintstone, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I remember him. I never had him as a teacher though. Yeah. Yeah.
Alright, so you remember when I broke my foot, like, junior
Yeah.
year?
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, that was weak. So I was kind of hobbling around, and I was just waiting for my next class, and he was sitting outside the bathroom with that sheet or whatever, and we was chatting, and and we were talking about how, people are kind of dumb and like there's no like critical thinking anymore, and he was just like, yeah, well, what do you think they did, bro? They got rid of the philosophy courses, they got rid of the sociology courses, all the book we used to read 1984 and like. All these other like just classics,
Mm-hmm.
And now we don't read those things, and kids really, I don't know what the state of education is like in my Google is going off because I haven't used Google in like forever. So give me a second. But he was basically saying like, and honestly, like I feel like kids today don't read at all. Like there is no reading assigned anymore.
You know what they read? They read ads.
They read ads. Yeah, they're very ad literate.
that's
Yeah.
that's where a lot of reading is actually now today. Is you read ads. That's sad. That's
Yeah,
horrible.
it's like I honestly I'm like the only person I know that reads books.
I I read a little bit.
No,
I
you
really
read
don't.
it's,
I read stuff on the computer screen. I don't really read physical books. I need to start reading physical books. I feel like it's a lot better for you.
it is a lot better for you, I will say that, but like even like reading on the computer, bro, like people don't read like that. Like it's very rare that I meet people that actually read like that. You know what I mean?
They don't read
And
into stuff. People read, but they don't read into it. They don't really like what they see for the first glance of it is what it is, and there's no, like you said, there's a lack of critical thinking, and a big lack of critical thinking.
it's like whenever I speak, it's like I don't know. I feel like when I talk to people, it's like the same issue. Like they just say the same thing, like it's scripted, and then like it's like a Fallout 4 character where you're talking to an NPC, and then you just kind of get thrown back to the first like chat option because you're just like you broke it kind of, and I
Uh
feel like that's just what happens, you
huh.
know.
uh. Uh.
It's just
There's
weird.
no
Like I don't
critical
know.
thinking. There's no critical. People don't think into stuff.
Well, there's also no attention span anymore either.
Attention span is definitely. You know what? You know what contributes to that is I kind of noticed my attention span decreasing from the use of my phone. And when I say that, I used to be able to sit down and like watch a whole movie. It's still an activity based on the TV or a screen, but I uh, I can't really sit through a movie anymore, or I can't really sit down and like watch a whole TV show, like a whole episode. If it's a 10-15 minute like King of the Hill, whatever, yeah, I could watch that. But you got like the hour long Breaking Bad and stuff like that. Unless it can really keep me pulled in, like The Sopranos was able to keep me pulled in. Honestly, that's one show I killed. But but other than that, I really wasn't. I can't finish a movie. It's crazy.
Dude, what? Like you just stop it, or like you're on your phone?
I find something, I'm on my phone or I'm doing something else
Mm.
or whatever. But I think that Vine and it's the original 7-second video, but you see a video and you get from what is that pyramid called? The pyramid of literature. It's like the introduction,
Oh, the introduction,
climax,
the
and
body, the
resolution.
yeah, yeah, yeah. You had it
Yeah.
right.
I feel like you get that so quick with a TikTok video. You get that in 15 seconds, in 10 seconds, as opposed to back, before we had this stuff, you'd have to watch an entire episode of something or watching a series of events unfold actually fully, and in the amount of time that you would complete that literary pyramid from introduction to resolution is a lot shorter in the introduction with these videos.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of one of the issues that podcasters have. And what I've noticed is that from my friends that watch podcasts, like it's background noise to them. It's not like attentive listening. And a lot of people that criticize me on my podcast like page or like on my videos when I used to post on my main account, it would be just solely based off the 1 minute long clip they'd see on my Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just like, bro, you need to watch the whole thing to get the context. Because I have to basically it's just kind of like, why? Like, no one can sit through something for an hour. Like, I've had people say, yo, you need to condense it to 15 to 25 minutes because it's just not marketable. And I'm just like, but I can't fit into 15 to 25 minutes. Myself talking to myself, yeah, but like me and you talking right now, this is not a 15-25 minute thing.
Yeah.
This isn't like a 45 minute to an hour, minimum.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, I don't know. It's like, it's just sad. And people can't read anymore. I mean, supposedly we have a 99% literacy rate, but like, I don't see it. I don't know how we do.
You know what's funny is actually when I was in that common core crap that they're teaching the
Oh my
kids.
god, dude. I almost failed I almost got honestly it's a
You
miracle
took
I
that.
passed math.
Did you take that?
Yeah, yo, you want to know all the classes I was in, bro?
I
I
was the
was in
last year before common core. Wow.
Yeah, you were, bro. No,
Holy shit.
I had to take I was in math for special ed. I was in special ed math, regular
Hmm.
science, honors English, AP history. And
Uh-huh.
what I saw, bro, was that I know this is kind of straying away from our topic, but this is still very important. What I saw is that all the kids that were in the special ed classes were treated like dog shit, and they dragged me into guidance one day, and they were just like, "Yo, bro, you're too stupid to go to college. So here's a bunch of here's a bunch of blue collar jobs and union
No
jobs."
way.
Yeah, bro. They said I was too stupid, bro, and I was just like, I'm going to college for
What?
art. And by the way, I didn't go to college for art.
Yeah.
Um but they were just like, yeah, you're going to be a farmer or you're going to work for the post office. And I said,
Yeah, what?
I was like, what? I literally was giving them so much.
Wait, what grade was this in?
This was 11th grade, bro. This was the year we were sitting together.
Are you
Yeah,
serious?
bro, 17 years old.
Damn, that's crazy. Because actually, like when we first met you, I thought you was always smart. I didn't think that you were like a farmer, bro. They really told you were a farmer.
Yeah, bro.
That's crazy.
94
The
GPA.
guidance called you down and said that.
Yeah, bro. 94 GPA.
What?
Well, guidance didn't say it. What happened was they hired this company called CEO, and it was only for special ed kids. So they just assumed we were all
Okay.
stupid.
Right. Okay.
And it's like, I was in the honor society, bro. I was like, what? And just because I sucked at math. And what ended up happening was I was like giving them so much shit. And I was like, I need to go to the bathroom. They had a security guard follow me to the bathroom to make sure I wouldn't skip out. And
What?
yeah, bro. So I just sat there. I didn't do shit, bro. I was just like, whatever. And they're like, yo, you could lose your classification if you don't do this. And I'm like, oh, word? Then I was really thinking, I'm like, damn, that means I can't take the regents in the special room where it's quiet and I don't get help. I'm like, fuck. Turns out that's illegal. They can't say that. So if anyone here is in special ed classes watching this and you're in high school or even college and they try to pull some shit like that, that's illegal and you go to the proper, reporting agency, which I don't know what that is, but you find it. You better find it. And report their ass. So
Hmm.
anyway, I ended up declassifying myself that year because I was like, I'm never going to be degraded like this again. And then, regular classes were just they would just kick out the black students frequently, and
Yeah, I
then
remember that. That's definitely a fact.
they would
They would
really
definitely do that. They really would do that.
they
That's a
were so
fact.
fucked up. And
Yeah.
white kids would still get kicked out, but only if they were poor white kids,
Right.
and it wasn't as frequent.
You want to hear something?
What's up?
Um, Now, I don't know if you ever noticed, but one of the teachers, I forgot what his name was. He's the head of the Boys and Girls Club. He used to have this program where
Oh,
the
white?
troubled, not, might have been Mr. White. No, it wasn't Mr.
No.
White. It was the other
Oh,
guy.
oh, I know who you're talking about. He had the dreads, right?
No, not
Oh,
him, not him. This
okay,
guy with short hair.
okay.
He was an African American dude, black dude. He was we'd come in during breakfast. I noticed this, and there was the troubled kids in your grade. You know the kids who, was always getting into some type of problems or whatever. And so a couple days a week during breakfast, I noticed that he would be chilling there, and the kids would come in one by one. Whenever they would get to school, get off the bus, and he'd give them egg sandwiches. Right now, this is actually a scientific technique that schools have been doing and counselors have been doing. Now, kids that come from lower income neighborhoods on the normally would not eat breakfast before they come to school, right? So they come in, it's 7 o'clock in the morning, they didn't eat breakfast, and they get cranky. And nobody knows why they're cranky. And they just think that, oh, because they're a lower income kid, they're all gonna be all cranky. That's why he's like that. But no, it's because these kids aren't eating breakfast.
Damn.
That's yes. Yep.
And you know what? I learned that when I got to college because when I was in high school, I was like, why are they just like bugging out like that? Because me in high school, I wasn't really paying attention to people like that. I was just stuck in my books. And then I was like stuck in people when I got to college, and then I realized like, whoa. I remember one kid, and it's true, he white kid, and he was on my bus, and he sat down next to me, and he was like really out of it. And I'm like, what's up, dude? He's like, yo, I'm hungry. I'm like, why didn't you eat? And he's like, bro, my mom's hasn't been able to get food in 3 days. I've been eating peanut butter. And I was like, damn, bro. Like, it's really real out there. And
Wow.
people and teachers would really, like, not know that. And guidance counselors would really not know that. But this teacher that was doing that, man, he should have gotten Teacher of the Year for that. I mean, that's like, he really went into his own pockets. And, they didn't really make money in that
Yeah.
school either, just to make sure
No,
they
yeah,
got
that
there.
was yeah, he was the head of the Boys and Girls Club. He was very involved in the communities and stuff like that. But there was actually a scientific study backing that students, most of the time, more than likely, would be coming from a lower class neighborhood that didn't eat breakfast in the morning, and these kids are more likely to act up. And they actually began to, yeah, it's crazy.
That makes sense why there was fights and fucking
Always in the
in the
morning,
morning.
always in the morning.
Always.
Just like you get off the buses and you walk into school and we had like a 15-20 minute chill period before the first class would start.
Yeah.
That's crazy. And these kids would be fucking scrapping at 6 o'clock in the morning, splashing water on each other, fucking throwing bagels around. The shit bagels that they served in there. That was some shitty
That was
bagels. I
prison
mean,
food. That was
that was
prison food.
horrible. That was some bad food that they had in there. That pizza smelled like freaking honey maple syrup. I don't know why. The pizza smelled like honey maple syrup. And it was like powdery. It was just the crust on the pizza was like powder. It was like, oh, it's like if you leave a corn muffin out in the sun. That's it. That's what the pizza was like.
He said you leave a corn muffin out in the sun. Yo, that
That's
pizza
really
was
what it was like.
garbage. Bro, there was like, I'm not gonna lie, like I think that food really fucked my stomach up. I don't know how the fuck we ate that. Um, Honestly, like I wasn't even really able to eat in the morning either because I had a lot of stomach issues growing up. And I know it's not poverty related, but it's like then when you'd finally get to eat lunch, you'd get there and it's like, are you fucking kidding me? It's like chicken nuggets and like rice today. Are you kidding me, my guy? Chicken nuggets and rice? Come
Yeah,
on.
that was rough.
Bro, that was terrible. People
Oh,
would mix the ketchup in with the rice because it was so bland. And
I remember kids they would take ketchup, mayo, and the other thing and put it on chicken sandwiches. You'd be like, yo, let me get it was like kind of like prison. Like, yo, let me get two juices for a milk. I'll give you a milk for your cookie, this, that, and the other, two pretzel sticks for this. And there was like a barter system in school. It was crazy. And it kind of resembles prison so much because I watched like you know, jail shows, whatever, the people in jail, and it kind of resembles like school lunch. But instead of slapping a kid on the lunch line in 10th grade, you're actually stabbing another 40-year-old man on the lunch line. But it's over the same shit. He took your fork or he took your seat, so you're gonna fuck him up. And it's literally just like it resembles it. And I feel like people who don't like school teaches you to be an employee at the same time, but like if you don't end up being an employee or a boss, you end up in jail.
exactly. That's the school
You
to
know,
prison pipeline. And
yes, it's just school to prison pipeline. That's
our
crazy.
society is
It's
built off of
insane.
algorithms. Our society is
It
built
is
off of algorithms.
algorithms.
And let me tell you something. Like what I noticed when I got to college, bro, and I really started. I wrote a book, and it was not wrote a book. I read a book, and it was called The New Jim Crow, and I still have it in my bookshelf. And when I read that, my brain was just going, "Holy fuck! What was I just part of?" And I just was recounting all these experiences I had when I was in high school, and it was like all the black kids would be treated terribly. There, even in middle school, like I saw there was one moment that struck me very well. Mr. Fiore, he was my seventh grade teacher. Um,
I remember him.
there was a what a fucking dweeb. There was this there was this kid that would clown him like all the time, bro. They call him Mr. Flowers and just fuck with him. And being a teacher at the same time sucks. So like I understand like not wanting a kid to clown you and being able to say you fucking little shit, but at the same time you signed up for it, so that's your
You
fault.
did sign up for it.
So basically, this kid would always egg him on, and one day the kid comes in and he's just like, get out! I'm calling security." And they're just like, I didn't even do anything."
He's done that. I've witnessed him do that. I've
Yeah,
witnessed him just to get out. Yeah, he doesn't even want to deal with it. Just like get out.
he's just like, "Yeah, I know what you're gonna do today,"
Yeah.
and to one extent, it's like I understand like if the kid's gonna
You're a
lie out,
teacher in a public school, dude.
but
You
you're a
can't do that.
teacher, you
You
can't do
can't.
that.
You can't do that.
You can't, and it's just like I get the
You got to be for
frustration,
the
but
kids.
this
That's
is
not for the kids. You're not trying to help the kid out on a personal level. You're not trying to find
but
out
that's how the
why he
school
may be
or prison
behaving like that. You really. That's yes.
That's how it starts.
Oh,
Because what happens
yes.
is you're penalized just for being you and having your issues, and you're not helped. And then you put an ISS with Mr. Kenny, who was with the big ass forehead, would just be like, "Oh, why are you in here today?"
What are you in
Okay.
for?
And then he'd probably get fucking high just sitting in there, babe, just watching these kids. And it's like, instead of babysitting them, why don't you just fucking like try to help them out and be like, "Hey man, like what's egging you on today?" And like some of the security guards would walk with the kids, bro, and like talk with them. And
I noticed the security guards were actually more involved in the children than some of the teachers were.
exactly, yes. And that's
Adam
why
was a wonderful man. Adam Willett was a absolutely
oh
wonderful security
yeah,
guard.
Adam was
Yeah,
great. Daryl was great.
Dara was wonderful too. Yes,
Buster was good.
Buster was yes. These guys are all about the kids, and they're all for the community and the well being of the kids. I remember there was this one kid who used to sit alone at lunch. Not to get too far off topic, but a couple of times I sat over there with him, and Adam came over and he would sit with us too.
Aw.
And he gave me a shout out for that. And then one day, Adam, then I was sitting up, I didn't sit there every day with the kid, only every once in a while. One day, I was sitting with my friends, and Adam comes over and was like, "Everybody at this table, get up." And I was like, "Yo, what do we do?" I was like, "Fuck." I was like, he seemed tight. And he was like, "Sit over here." And then sat us with the kid, bro.
Aw.
Yeah, he's a wonderful man. And, he took a bullet for somebody.
He took a bullet?
You never hear about that? He got shot right at Halabdala.
Is he dead?
No, he's alive. He
Oh,
survived it. It happened like 10, 15 years ago.
oh
Yeah.
yeah. Oh yeah, yeah,
These
yeah. I
guys
thought
were
you
like
meant
harassing this lady or something, and he stepped in and he got shot.
what a badass. Yo, I remember yo. I remember some story. I want to get into that one though, but because then we get really off topic. But like, it's just like algorithms, and like when kids would get sent to ISS, it's like they already growing up thinking like they're doing everything wrong. So it's like fuck it, I might as well
Yep.
just do wrong shit. Like
I'm not even gonna lie. When I would get into ISS, it would literally put me in the fuck it mindset so much more.
really.
I would go in there. I've been in there a couple of times. I had a ASS, after school suspension. That's not the conventional 2 o'clock to 2:30. That is 2:30 to 5:15.
Oh.
So you get out at 1:52. You wait around till 2:30, then it starts, and then it goes all the way to 5:15. But I would get in there and I would just be like, "Yo, it's aggravating. It's worse than being suspended because you're fucking in this box and you got other pissed off kids around you and the teacher's fucking sitting there and it smells like shit, and it's just like, oh, like you get out and you're just like, I want to fucking leave.
What do
Get out
you
of school.
what would you even do in there?
Sit in the booth and you tap your fucking pencil and look at the depends on the circumstances, right? So if you were to get in school suspension like all day, like if you did something bad, your teachers would give you your work and they would give you your packets and you would do it in the ISS. But if you got kicked out of your class, let's say you're acting a fool, or you had a disagreement with the teacher or another student in the class, they just kick you out of the class and you go wait in there until the next period. And then I think if you get like two of those, two ISSs or three Is, and you get a detention, or I think if you go to ISS and you have to stay after detention that day. I'm not really sure how it works, but that was
It's
yeah.
just like it's so wait, so basically like in this ASS or ASS, which
Oh no, you do nothing in that. You're sitting there, it's tight, and that was like that even got me more tight because I remember if the lady was a fucking asshole, bro. That was like Nazi in there, bro. That was straight up Nazi because yo, and oh, here's an example of profiling right here. So I have my phone, right, and they were Nazis about the phones, and my this kid Dewan sitting over there, and I think my phone buzzed or something, or like something happened when she was like, "Oh, let me get your phone,"
Right.
and he was like, "Oh no, that's my wallet in my pocket, right?" Oh no, here's actually what happened with me, right? She wanted my phone first, right?
Okay.
And I was like, I don't have it. So I actually, yeah, my phone went off. And I slid it, like we were sitting at those computer desks, so like I slid it behind the thing and the keyboard. And then she came over, she was like, let me get your phone, let me get your phone, let me get your phone. I'm gonna call Daryl. And then I was like, no, 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 no. So then whatever, a couple minutes goes by, and then she goes up to Dewan. She was like, oh no, let me get your phone. For no reason. Like after a
Damn.
couple minutes. And she threatened to call Daryl on me, but Daryl didn't pull up. She never called Daryl on me. So then Dewan was like, "Nah, that's my wallet," because she sees a square in his pocket because he's sitting there with some tight. He's a big dude with skinny ass jeans, so you see the imprint of his phone in his pocket, and he was like, "Nah, that's my wallet." He's like, "Give me the phone," and they had Daryl come there and straight up shake him down, like prison
No
style, like
way.
get in his face and take his phone. It was messed up.
That's fucked up.
It
That's
was messed
fucked
up.
up. But that's what I mean, bro. And it's like it's the school to prison pipeline. It's that algorithm. And it's like, you were only in there a couple of times, but like I'm sure there were
I see how it can become a repetitive process, and how after you get in there once and you're like, fuck it, you go back in there again, you're like, fuck it. Next thing you know, you're in there all the time. And the next thing you know, you're always gonna have Daryl in your face, or you're gonna have other pissed off kids in there in your face. So it becomes a, not to say Daryl was mean, but he had to handle shit when it had to get handled. But you're gonna have, you go there, it's just same systematic, and let's say you don't end up in prison, you're gonna end up pleasing your boss, doing paperwork for your boss, or doing tasks for your boss. Essentially, your teacher. Your teacher grades your work. If you fail, it basically represents an F for fired. You get fucking fired if you can't do that. You pass, all right, you get, whatever. It's just, it really does. It basically sets you up for the system. And that's why
exactly.
I'm a firm believer in entrepreneurship and freelancing and stuff like that, because I believe everybody should have their own rights to earn their own money on their own terms.
I agree with you, and that's also why I support unions because, like, it's like you shouldn't go to school to just be a worker, and unfortunately, that's the attitude of American schooling, and it's just like, even in universities, it's kind of like, oh, well, we know that like you're able to critically think, but like we need you to critically agree with us. So now it's like they push an object in a objective, no, an agenda of not like liberal or communist, but just very like not critical of America to the point where it's dangerous, not critical of the system to the point where things actually fundamentally change.
So are you talking about within our country or
Yeah,
within the
within our
whole world?
country, within our country.
Yeah, people really don't question it because I feel like it's ingrained in society to think, oh yeah, we're American. It's fucking great over here. We got everything. We got beer and trucks and cars and cool buildings and fancy whatever.
Titties.
But yeah, we got titties over here. But like, it's just we're not we know everything that we do have, but what don't we have? And what aren't we questioning? What should we be questioning?
And then if you're questioning it, you're bad. And it's like I was never put in detention or ISS like as a kid, but just because I was vocal, the school didn't really fuck with that, and
Mm.
people made me out to seem like crazy, which admittedly like in high school I was like I was on a different level of existence, but like I
Well,
wasn't.
everybody's so afraid to think outside of the box. People don't want to step outside of the box and think critically or speak outside of what social norms are. And people that are afraid to do that, the second somebody else does, they're the first to point their finger and be like, "Oh, yeah, yeah, what is that supposed to mean?"
Yeah.
No.
No, I agree with you, and it's really sad because our schools don't teach that. I mean, like, even when you get to AP or honors in like high school, right? Like, I was in honors English and AP history, and
Hmm.
one historical revisionism is a big thing. It's actually not a college course. It's actually,
Okay.
um, basically like AP history. I didn't have to do a damn thing. Like, I didn't really do much. We barely had homework. We just got a test and you could while out, and the teacher wouldn't do anything. I
Well,
remember.
see,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, you finish. You finish.
I was gonna say that I was just gonna bring up a problem with revisionism. Uh,
What's that?
that um, a lot of the times with revisionism, people try to apply today's morals and standards on yesterday's events.
Oh my God. Yes, I agree.
And nobody was thinking like that back then, you know? Like, if you fucked up, dude, like, you got thrown in a fucking boiling pot of tar. Like, they didn't give a fuck about you. Like, if you, represented the government or whatever, you got fucking violated. There's no empathy. There's no sympathy. There ain't no sugarcoating shit back then. Like, that's how it was. People didn't think sweet like we do nowadays. It was fucked up. It's a bad place. You get fucking, your neighbor will gouge your eyes out, dude, if you steal his goat. If you take that bucket of goat milk, bro,
You can
forget
get yeah.
about it.
You're gonna
Those
be gone.
pilgrims will fuck you up, dude. They'll like rip your teeth out with like fucking shackles, like put them in their own mouth. And they're missing teeth. Those pilgrims are fucked up people, dude.
Bro, you cauterize a wound, you're called a witch, and you get burned at the stake. I mean,
That's
like,
what I'm saying. Yeah, bro, they fucking tie your thumbs to your big toes and throw you in the lake.
one of the big things I see about like the Soviet Union is where people are very critical about it, and it's just like, well, one, we're in a Western democratic country, so obviously you're gonna disagree with it because you're told to, and two, you know, the way they did things. I mean, imperialist Russia was like a different place, especially in the 20th century. So like
Mm-hmm.
obviously like it's bad that they were doing some of the things they did or their opinions weren't, like they would be like, why would we do that today? But it's like we're a whole last century away from like the past. So like, and people I feel like people are so stuck in the 21st century. There's no connection to the 20th century anymore. We're like me and you are like the last generation of people where it's like we have that connection to like how things used to be, where we still played with technology. Like we saw smartphones get developed. Like these
Yeah.
kids have
Yep.
smartphones. Like they're just handed them. Like I remember my parents were anti-smartphone until I was like in 8th grade, and they're like, we just want you to have like the best communication available to you in high school, just because like we want to be able to text you and you text us easily, and like, you know here's an iPhone 4. And it was just like the premise was safety. It wasn't so you could go play with your friends or something, or download video games. It was like, we want to make
For
sure you're going to be
communication
safe.
purposes. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
And it
understandable.
was like a rite of passage, like you're mature enough to handle this. Kids today, I mean, there's children with iPads in their face as young as 2 years old.
Yep.
And that's like, I feel like I sound like a boomer on one hand, but on the other hand, it's like,
It's kind of disturbing.
it's disturbing. Yeah, it's
It's
like,
kind of disturbing.
dude, Toys R Us went out of business, bro. Toys R Us went out of
Yo,
fucking
I
business.
saw that.
Like,
Yeah.
but that's an indication of how kids play. Kids don't play with toys like that anymore.
It's not physical. It's nothing. Nothing's really like the only thing that's tangible is the fucking screen. It's really the
Yeah.
only thing that you can actually grab with your own two hands, and you touch that, but like you're on your touch screen all day. But like, I mean, I guess kids do still play sports. There's still sports teams on schools and stuff like that. But I
Oh,
think
yeah.
that I think that soon enough there's going to be like Call of Duty leagues and like Minecraft leagues for school. I think they already do that for schools.
That's
Uh,
disturbing. It's
yeah.
it's let me be real with you. I'm going to be very real with you. Um, with the like kids, like they don't play with Nerf guns anymore. They play with Call of Duty, and that's
Mhm.
worse. That's actually a lot worse than I'm not even saying for the violence purposes, because Call of Duty is not really that violent, but like I still to this day, like I agree with, like, after I'm now an adult, I'm like, okay, my parents did make a lot of right calls, like they really did make a lot of good decisions for me, but one of them, like, you can't play Call of Duty or M-rated games until you're X age. I'm like, okay, like I'm not gonna give my 5-year-old the Call of Duty controller, but like to the same extent, like I don't have an issue with my kid plays Call of Duty. Like if I had a child, like I don't care if they play Call of Duty, but they gotta go play outside. They gotta go do things. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta go
Mhm.
play with your Nerf guns. You gotta go play with your football. You gotta go outside and like go for bike rides. You don't really see that anymore. Like
Yeah.
like a lot of the, even like in our hometown, bro, in Bellport, like there's not really kids like there used to be. Like remember when we used to mob out in the village with like
I
all the
used to ride
boards and
bikes and
everything?
build forts.
Yeah.
Yeah, before really like this is really before Xbox 360 was out, and Modern Warfare 2 was out and everything. But this is really before smartphones and smart technology. Because I wouldn't really consider the Xbox 360 smart technology, the PS3. I would actually consider the PS4, Xbox One maybe.
Yeah.
But this is really before we had these we had you know what it was, we had iPhones and stuff, but they're really only available to like the higher class because they're fucking expensive, dude. I remember
Yeah.
I went over to this kid's birthday party, and like it was the first time I ever saw an iPhone in sixth grade, and I was like,
Oh
what the
yeah.
fuck is that thing? I was like, yo. And this is like, I remember like when touchscreen devices also first came out, and
Oh
like
yeah.
I didn't care what kind of phone. It could it just wanted a fucking touchscreen so bad. I remember, but yeah, I remember seeing the first iPhone. I was like, holy shit, because that shit was really only available to the upper class for a long time. But then it became readily available over years. You buy used devices. It became readily available among everybody. Now everybody has a smart device, and society took a turn.
And now everyone, now there's brand loyalty, and now Apple and Google and Samsung are figuring out ways to get, monopoly ownership over the cult status of, whose phone is going to win out. How are we gonna use the internet and social media to get people to buy more shit and more shit phones that die in 2 years?
Mm-hmm.
My Google phone, this is not a paid promotional. I did not get paid to say this, but my Google phone lasted 2 years. Battery's fine.
Hmm.
I broke it recently. I had to buy a replacement. That sucked. But until then, it lasted 2 years. Fine. iPhones, bro. I don't really know motherfuckers that had their iPhones for 2 years without any issues.
Just got this iPhone here from Apple Care Plus incident. My old screen was cracked, and I had that iPhone for 1 year and 4 months until I had to bring it in because the screen just stopped working altogether.
They make them cheap and they make them designed to not last. They're not meant to last. You're supposed to continuously be paying into it. That's why you have to pay for chargers. You have to pay for headphones. iPhone is a
The
fucking
thing I like
scam.
about it, though, the thing I like about it is that if you want to and you want to take it into your own hands, you can learn how to fix iPhone. I was able to, when I had this iPhone 6S,
Oh yeah,
I had barely any bread, dude, and I had a fucking bent iPhone 6S. I broke the screen on that bitch like 5 times, like two batteries in it, put a new camera in it, front camera, bro, charger port, that phone was like a skeleton phone, and I made that thing last for so damn long until I was able to get enough money to buy this iPhone 11.
damn, you was rocking with that until like recently.
I had that iPhone 6S, I had probably from ninth, 10th grade to right after senior year. And then yeah,
Damn,
10th grade
dude.
right after senior year.
Dude, I'm gonna be so real with you. That one, that's fucking awesome. But like, it's just like not a lot of people. Damn, I remember you were the handyman, bro. I remember you really did have like that. You were like, "Yo, I'll fix your iPhone. Like, give me $30." I remember that.
Yeah,
That was
it
crazy.
used to be so easy. They made it a lot harder now. Uh, and also it voids your Apple Care warranty if a non-Apple Care certified person
But
opens
that's what
up
I'm
your
saying. That's
phone.
how they get you.
That's how
Like,
they get you. Yeah,
it's like
you can't do that, or else it voids your fucking thing.
bro.
You can't.
You know what's crazy? You know what's really crazy? People rag on communist countries all the time, or like European countries all the time. They're like, "Oh, well, we don't want centralization. We don't want the same product." And it's like, bro, you all have Apple. You all dress the same. You all have the same cars. You all have the same apartments. You all have the same bank accounts. You all have the same credit cards. You all use the same lotion. Give me a fucking break. And only three companies own like all the shit that you use. So
Yeah,
like
that's essentially the same thing.
it's the same thing except with none of the
Essentially.
benefits because at least in a communist country you could afford it and you could have a roof over your head. China eliminated poverty. They eliminated poverty in 2020.
The only thing about that is I respect that and all, but you know what? I'm an American and I think a lot differently than that.
No, no, no. Well,
Because
we're
being
obviously going to be different than America. I mean
Yeah.
China. That we're going to be a lot different than China because, just the attitude and the condition of our country is
Yeah,
radically
that's what I
different.
said. When I went down to Mexico to visit, I go down there once or twice a year to visit my family. They live in Santa Catarina. It's about an hour west of Monterrey in Nuevo Leon, which is probably about 3 or 4 hours away from what is that border town? El Paso, Texas. but you know, they don't. They're working on coming up here, but their conditions are not very favorable, and that was definitely an eye opener for me. From living in America and having all this stuff, they don't even have a car. They have a gas line going through their kitchen window to fuel their stove with duct tape over it. There's no hot water there. So I was thinking about that, and and the desire of American is a lot different from the desire of someone from a lot of other places of the world would not have the same desires American as. Although I can say that other countries will, and that's like ultimate wealth and like luxury. I'm not going to say all Americans think like that, but it's more common that people in America already grow up with commodities and comfortabilities. They have a toilet, they have heat, they have a car, they have a house, they have this, they have that, and they're already pre-equipped with that. A lot of these other countries aren't. They'll be happy just to have a car, to have heat, to have a house, to have food on the table. They'll be happy just to have that. But we're already given that here, so basically we want more. So we want more. We
Exactly.
want we don't just want the car. I want that Lamborghini. We don't just want the house. We want that mansion. And honestly, I'm all for it. I think like that. Not necessarily to say materialistic, but it would be a lot. It would be nice to have a fucking brand new couch and a fresh coat of paint on the house whenever I move out.
I mean,
You know?
that's simple. I mean, yeah, that's
Uh,
fine. But like, there's people, they want like cars and they want mansions, and
yeah,
we
yeah,
need to
yeah,
get
yeah.
rid of this consumerist mindset because Americans weren't even always like that. It wasn't until the end of World War II that we actually really became consumerist,
It's a
and
consumer mindset.
it's gonna destroy the planet. It already is destroying the
It
planet,
is.
and that's the one thing that I want the revolution to get rid of, if we are to have one. But the thing is what I mean by like we're built different. I mean like we're not as strict. We're not as um uh centralized. Like it would just be like our government structure would be very different than, and the way we would handle our issues would be different than like any other country. Um, but what's interesting about all this consumerism is, again, like it goes back to the algorithm. Like it's just companies are just finding ways to game the system and exploit as much monetary capital and labor capital they can out of us. They just want us, like the stimulus check, like they know that's not enough to help people survive. They want that to go to the people that are okay, with their money, and they're just like, now you could buy that spoiler you want for your car. Now you could buy that new refrigerator.
It's
Now
not
you
even. It's not for the most part. It's not even going to go to necessary necessary necessities. Not to say that all of it's not, but a majority of it, you know, damn well that's just gonna go to food. Some people, it's gonna go to food. Some people, it's gonna go to them new Jordans. Some
yeah.
people, it's gonna go to the PS5. And it's not like we're actually starving. It's not like we're actually cold in our houses. Listen, honestly, I don't know.
Well,
I
not
really
me and
don't
you.
know what has coronavirus sent. I understand the economy is greatly affected, but let me see if I could pull this up. How many people are actually now below the poverty line after coronavirus versus before the coronavirus? Where can I find this information? Let me
Um
go on an advanced search.
so yeah, you can look that up. I'm going to look up too, but basically from what I last remember, I think 25 million people were unemployed.
I understand that. Okay, we're unemployed, so that's now okay. Now we have this coronavirus unemployment, right?
Right.
This is this the same thing? So let's say you had a job, right, and you got laid off for coronavirus, and you get this unemployment. Um, I understand that there is regular unemployment, like through your job's insurance, and then there's corona unemployment. Now that it's coronavirus, is everybody getting this federal money, or are some people getting the unemployment that would be given to them with their job if they were to get laid off on another circumstance?
I can't even answer that question, to be honest with you, because I tried to apply for corona unemployment or partial unemployment in New York, and I never had access to the website. Just kept crashing on me. I never got it.
Huh.
There's a .org website I found, and it says half of America was in or near poverty before the pandemic. Uh,
Half,
Half or near, yeah. Well, it says anywhere from half to three-quarters of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck. And that's from the
right?
American Psychological Association, estimating that 62% of us are stressed by money issues. According to Credit Suisse 2019 Global Wealth Data Book, 34 million American adults are among the world's poorest 10% because of debt. Big tech is getting richer. That's true. Elon Musk made a killing in the
Oh,
pandemic.
dude, he like tripled his bread,
Yeah, bro.
doubled his bread during
So did
this.
Amazon because no one wanted to go out and get anything.
I was looking at the stocks the other day, and it was funny how years ago, um, oh, what was it? What the fuck? I think Tesla and Dogecoin both like tripled on the same day a couple of years ago.
Did they really?
Yeah, not tripled. They both there's a both a noticeable spike. All right, it was something. Yeah, I think it was Tesla and Dogecoin. There's some fishy activity going on over there because I was looking at that crap when there was a whole fiasco. Luckily, I didn't participate. I participated. I participated in it, and I feel fucking stupid for participating in it because what I realized that was literally a cohesion of the rich, gaining bots, making people buy stocks, so then the rich can just fucking sell it off. And then all the poor men get their stimulus money. They invest it in the stocks. The rich tell them what to invest it in to raise the price, and then the rich just fucking sell it off and then leave the
Exactly.
poor man to shit. That's literally what happened to GameStop. That's what happened to AMC. Those people doing that, it was quote unquote Redditors, but these Redditors, let's not forget that there's people on Reddit with like a $4 or $5 million portfolios.
They're also still
Okay.
they're still the capitalist class. They still, even the redditors
There
that
were
don't
some
have that.
serious players behind that, though. The serious players convinced minor people, and at the craziest time too, at the fucking stimulus check time, they convinced people to invest that shit into stocks so they can sell it off. They collected probably, I don't know. I'm just gonna say a rough estimate. Say $1 billion. I understand it was a trillions and trillions of dollars were released. I'm gonna say roughly $1 billion was put into stocks probably. Uh,
Damn.
from that, and it tripled and then got vacuumed back out.
And in fact, yeah. And GameStop, went up again because I still have money in GameStop, but like but it's true. Like they are manipulating it,
There was
and
that one spike, and that's it. It ain't gonna happen again.
so that one
I,
spike is a one-off.
Honestly, I really think that was. They might do it again. They might send the Wall Street bets Reddit going crazy again and say there's going to be another GameStop spike. But I'm fully confident that I'm about 90% sure that whole stock market fiasco that we had a couple months ago was the whales influencing people to dump their stimulus money into their pockets, because you dump your money into this stock, you got to remember the value of the stock. You put $12 into it, 3 days later that $12 could be $36. So these people basically took the stimulus money, 5x it, 10x it, and then got it back. It's crazy the way they did that shit. Do you understand?
Yeah,
Do you,
no,
do you, you see the
I
concept
understand.
I'm getting at?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I understand. I literally just actually, because you said that, and I really just put it together. I was just like, you know what? Let me just get my $12 out of there. Because I put in 20, and I ended up like I could have sold at 18 when that share happened, but honestly, bro, I'm just gonna throw it in something
Honest,
that's
you could keep it in there and see, because I don't you don't know what they're gonna attack though. These people, they're going to place an attack if there is another giant. This other stimulus just came out. I think they kind of dried it out. I don't think anybody's gonna fall for that again. But who knows? Keep an eye on GameStop, see what happens. But I really think that was a move. Let me
so
check the Wall
so
Street bets.
so you're saying that I should keep the money in
I'm
because
not
it's
gonna tell you. I do not want to tell you how to handle your investments,
got you,
but
got you, got you.
uh, it's you never know. You
Honestly,
never know.
bro, I just like to be fair with you. I am gonna sell it just because you know why? Because I said to myself, if it gets to $10, I'm gonna sell, and then
Gonna sell it, yeah.
I got greedy. I got greedy, and I was like, it was at 18. I'm like, nah, I'm gonna wait till it gets to 30. It's never gonna get to 30, and I know what's gonna happen, so I'm just gonna get rid of it because I know I'm gonna be greedy again. I'm just gonna take my $12, and I'm gonna put it in my other stocks and just get my paychecks like an honest American and build my business, because the stock market,
Yes.
dude, like my pops knows how to handle stocks, bro. He does investments, and I'm just gonna like work with him on that, and he's gonna do them for me, and that's how I'm gonna play my financial investment. Because to be fucking honest with you, dude, we're working class people. We don't really know how this shit works, and they know that. And
That's what I'm saying. They use that against you. They present you that, oh, look at this, GameStop tripled. All you had to do was put $1,000 of the money you just got, and you can get 4,000. Look at this, and they present it to you like it's some crazy thing. And by the time that shit's 4x, you put $1 in there. By the time it triples or quadruples, and you buy in, it's too late. But people don't know that.
the thing is
They don't know
too
that.
is that like I'm not gonna lie, I only put in money just to fuck with the hedge funds. To be honest with you, I only just did it to screw the hedge funds, not even to make profit. But it wasn't even like revolutionary. I thought at first it was like, oh, this is revolutionary. This is just like it's not gonna.
That's what I thought at first too. I really thought it was a revolutionary movement, and we were really going to be robbing these people. But I think what happened, I think that a couple big players ran a campaign, and people invested their money unknowingly right after the stimulus checks got out at the most vulnerable time when they're hungry for money. It looked like a good idea. These guys had people pump their money and say, "Yeah, you
And
already
you know
know." It's
what?
just
I knew it was done. It would die out quick, but I didn't think it would be so quick because in a matter of a week, Elon Musk, AOC,
it's done.
and Donald J. Trump were like, yeah, let's do it. So
They
then it
pulled
was
out,
just
right?
like, yeah. They were like, no, 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 like you should invest. They were saying, yeah, invest. It's a good idea. And I'm like, so the progressives, the imperialists, and the nationalists are all on the same page? That's sus. And it was just kind
They're
of like,
hoarding bread. They're hoarding the money.
yeah.
They're
And
making you. They're giving you the stimulus money. Dump back into either the regular market or the stock. It triples up, and then they pull it out, and it's theirs.
it's like Kelly Loeffler fucking committing insider trading.
Kelly Loeffler, who's that?
She's like some Republican senator. Oh, maybe I'm getting the names confused. Wait, Kelly Loeffler,
Loeffler.
insider trading. Hold on. Let's see here. Did I actually fuck up the name? Oh, yeah. Kelly Loeffler, a Republican from Georgia, engaged in insider trading before coronavirus and pandemic. And of course, the Senate Ethics Committee dismisses the investigation.
Insider trading. So that okay, yeah. I already know what that is. That's like Donald or Eon. That's basically what Eon did. I feel like, but with Dogecoin, because when he posted that Dogecoin thing and he put that billboard up, he put a billboard up in Times Square for Dogecoin.
Yeah.
Um, everybody purchased it. Eon had a big old celebration. He was celebrating. I'll tell you what, because everybody followed Eon. He's rich. He's rich. Everybody invested in Dogecoin, and Eon sold his. So he bought a couple. I remember he bought a large chunk of it, posted Dogecoin. Everybody bought it, jacked the value up, and then he sold it.
And then it collapsed.
And he didn't. And it's crazy because he didn't tell you. And he also did the same thing with Bitcoin. He changed his Twitter bio to Bitcoin. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I remember that.
And he never told us to buy it. He didn't say buy it. He never said invest in it.
He just put Bitcoin.
He just put Bitcoin. And same thing with Dogecoin. He just said he just hashtag Dogecoin or whatever the hell he said.
And you know what? Honestly, those people are stupid because I've been telling people, OD, Elon Musk is a bad dude. He literally admitted to overthrowing the Bolivian government on Twitter. Because someone said, Elon, why are you cooing Bolivia? They didn't say it like that, but that paraphrasing. And Elon, in his exact words, said, we'll coup whoever we damn want to. Swear to God. He tweeted that out. And
He said, we'll who whatever we want to?
we'll coup whoever the hell we want to, which means overthrow their government.
What's going on with Bolivia?
So Bolivia has one of the world's largest lithium.
Oh yes,
Yeah,
okay. And
supplies.
Elon wants his Tesla batteries, and he wants to make green
Yeah.
energy, and he's wow. So wait, so what is he doing? What's
So
his presence
Bolivia
over there?
wanted to nationalize its lithium so that way Europe and America couldn't get their hands on it and Bolivia could just use it for themselves because they recently found that. So Elon Musk was like, no, that's mine. So he and the CIA worked together to overthrow the Bolivian government and install Janine Anzaz, or however you say her last name, and that establish a right-wing Christian government in Bolivia. So that way the United States and Europe, specifically the United Kingdom, could get mining rights to farm lithium because lithium also powers your cell phone and your computer, which is why the Congo is basically a slave state right now, because they're mining lithium. That's the only thing they do in the Congo. So they need another lithium source, because when the Congo dries out, Congo's useless. And then our smartphones become exorbitantly expensive again. So they were like, oh, lithium's in Bolivia, and that's why Bolivia was overthrown. But fortunately, the coup failed, and the Bolivian people reelected their socialist government.
Holy shit! I did not know that.
Yeah, bro. It was a whole fucking thing. And they're trying to do similar with Venezuela. Trump tried to do that with Venezuela for their oil. And because it's in close proximity to Cuba.
Oh, he definitely wants that if that's close to Cuba.
Oh, yeah. Florida isn't enough. And
Wow.
Mexico's poor too, because we take advantage of Mexico. We fund the cartels, because the cartels bring the CIA a lot of money, and they also supply us with drugs. So yeah, like cocaine.
That is definitely. Yeah. What do you know a lot about insider CIA drug trafficking? Because
I don't
I've
know
been hearing a lot about it, and I wanted to look more into it.
So basically, what I do know is that crack cocaine was pushed in the 80s into the black community, by the CIA.
Purposefully.
Purposefully, yes. And there are declassified documents that you can look at. Like the CIA has declassified documents, and you can go
Whoa.
on the CIA's website or the FBI's website. Like, I've read the COINTELPRO stuff that they've done. There's quotes. I have a book. It's a Huey P. Newton reader compiled by what the hell's his name? I don't think I could see it from here. Oh, wait a minute. Now I have to Google it because I'm going to sound stupid. Huey P. Newton reader. Yeah. Is this?
I definitely want to check out some of those articles about the crack, because that's insane.
Yeah, David Hillard and Donald Weiss compiled this. But yeah, they talk about the crack pandemic in the reader, actually, I think. And they were saying, like, COINTELPRO, like, which is counterintelligence program, like, worked actively to try and incriminate the Black Panther Party and its leaders, so that way they could arrest them and destroy the movement. It's no joke. And people think that revolution in this country is going to be so easy, and it's like, it's not. Because, one, the algorithm is... We're losing to, like, a computer, bro. We're losing to CPU. That's, like, essentially what we as American people are losing to. Because all they're doing is just like... It's not like in the 1900s where you'd pick up a rifle, you take physical territory, and you either won or you lost. Now, it's like psychological warfare you got to deal with, chemical warfare,
Yeah.
secret states. There's the CIA, the NSA, and the FBI are all the secret state. There's stuff the president doesn't even have clearance to. So it's just like if you listen to Edward Snowden and Joe Rogan talk, especially, it's like, dog, you gotta and these guys are smart. They will outsmart any one of us. So it's like, we need a strong, centralized movement. This decentralized new left crap won't do anything. That's why our movements always fail. Like, if the Asian Lives Matter thing does pick up, and they're like, oh, let's post yellow squares, that's sus. Because, or it's sus. That's just sus. Like, it's just gonna come out of nowhere. Or and they're relying on, like, the white liberal women to just feel, like, guilty or want clout and be like, oh yeah, let's do it. Man. And, like, here's the thing too, right? Like, even if it's not that, it will fail in another way, because the Democratic Party will co-opt it and then eviscerate it. Like, they literally take social movements and workers' movements, bring them into the party, strip them of any revolutionary content they had that would actually change things, and then spit out a skeleton filled up with, like, all this, like, this taxidermist fluff, and that's your movement. Like the Working Families Party, it's the same shit as the Democratic Party. It's not a working families party. Like, I read the People's Charter, like, I read it, and I'm just like, this is pretty convincing, but you're fighting for Joe Biden. I wanted to join the Communist Party, and they're actually like, yeah, vote for Joe Biden. They've been championing the Democratic Party since the Soviet Union collapsed, because the Communist Party was just like a revisionist party, and now they're just struggling to hold on to something. And they're like, yeah, like, vote against the fascists. But if you look at the definition of fascism, America fits it, regardless if the Democrats or the Republicans are in power. Fascism is simply, like, as Mussolini put it, I'm going to paraphrase, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Mussolini was basically like, yo, the corporations and the state have to work hand in hand in order to bring economic security to the country. Because that's the only way that, like, failing economies can survive without getting rid of capitalism.
Well, isn't that kind of comes in with taxes, right? Uncle Sam taxes companies.
Well,
They do have to kind of work together.
they have to work together, but they don't necessarily tax them. There's a lot of companies that aren't really paying a lot in
That
taxes.
you
Like
know what?
Amazon
That's
doesn't
true
pay
though.
shit. Trump
Yeah, but
hasn't paid his taxes.
there's also a lot of regular commercial companies, probably, carting companies, dump trucks, this, that, and construction. These guys are probably slipped in a large chunk of untaxed money that's not going
Oh yeah,
back
well
to.
they're not. When I mean corporations, I mean like Amazon, Walmart, the big
That's big
industrialists.
time. Yeah, that's
I'm
big
talking
time
big
stuff.
time. I'm talking big time. I'm not talking about, I could technically be Backpacking America Corporation. But when I mean corporations, I mean like the wealthy corporations, the ones that actually hold weight. Like those companies and the government work together to keep the economy running for profit. It's capitalism in crisis. Basically, if we look at the Marxist timeline of societal development, we are an advanced capitalist country, and these countries implode because what happens is either there's going to be an economic crash or there's going to be a revolution. And what's going to happen is if the
Yeah,
revolution
it's really what it looks like.
exactly. And what happens is, if these advanced capitalist countries fail, if they collapse into economic despair, they're going to become fascist, fully fascist, like in Italy or Germany, and they will make sure that the economy runs smoothly. Or,
Because they don't want that to happen again. If we already fell into economic despair a couple of times, near complete collapse.
exactly, they don't want that to happen at all. Like, notice how after every single collapse, it's been more and more strict.
Mm-hmm.
Things have been worse, and your freedoms have been curtailed. And, what I've noticed is, or it becomes communist, and you have that revolution and you win. But if you lose, you're fucked. We saw this in Spain. And what I found interesting is that so here's what happened. Spain was in a crisis in the 30s. And then in 1936 to 1938, they had a civil war. It was the anarchists and the communists and the Democrats versus the fascists. The fascists won. And then in the 70s, Spain became a democratic country because capitalism stabilized itself and it no longer needed fascism. So it overthrew itself. The people overthrew fascism, and then liberal democracy was restored to Spain. And now it will start all over again if Spain becomes
And
an
it's just going to
advanced.
cycle itself.
Exactly. And the only way it will end is if it will become communist. But the problem is that now, if you have a communist country, the capitalist countries are going to try and overthrow the communist country. So what ends up happening is like, okay, let's take the instance of Russia. When Russia became a communist country and they won the revolution in 1918, there was the Civil War. And what happened was in the Civil War, the international capitalist class, so Germany, France, Italy, Greece, United Kingdom, America, all sent soldiers to invade the Soviet Union, the early Soviet Union, led by Lenin.
Mm-hmm.
That's how early it was. And they failed because the Soviet Union was actually stable. But my whole point of that is that capitalists will make sure that they have a market to expand to, because if they can't expand to markets, then they cannot survive. And
Absolutely.
to a modern point, when Trump was threatening the election, and there was a serious threat that we may not have had a democratic transfer of power, Prime Minister Trudeau tweeted out, "We will intervene in America if this peaceful transfer of power does not occur. We will intervene."
Where is he from? I'm sorry.
Canada. And
Really?
Canada
Wow.
is a member of NATO, and so is most of Europe. And NATO needs needs America so they can get our money, our guns, and protection from
Yeah.
Russian influence.
They want to stay liberal um, democracy.
Exactly. And
Okay.
basically what happened was, the Canadians were like, listen, like, if you guys go, like, because if we descend into chaos like that, they can't sell their shit to us either. And they want to sell their shit to us. And if we can't sell, and they want to buy our shit from us. So if that can't happen because of an internal conflict or instability, they're just going to take it for themselves. And that's what people really don't realize, is that this isn't a joke, and that when you go out in the street to protest, or you go build your little community defense actions or whatever, like I do, there's not that fear in their mind that the whole world is going to start dropping bombs on America. And they will. They won't drop nuclear bombs, but that's almost just as bad if you think about it, because then it's just like this prolonged suffering, for markets and for factories.
I could definitely see how it can. When you say advanced, I like that, because it does get more and more advanced, and it gets more and more involved with itself as capitalism goes on, and it will inevitably at some point, either everybody's going to be so pissed off because of how unequal it is, or it's straight up going to collapse when somebody fucks up or something fucks up. There's really no other outcome. That it's like, it's stable but not long term. I don't think you could have a capitalist place for longer than a couple hundred years without either having another revolution or um, a failure,
I
a
mean,
mass
if
famine.
Joe Biden fucks this up, which he is, if he really fucks this up and they don't generate the turnout they did in this election for him, there's going to be an even worse version of Donald Trump in office. Like, there will be an even more nationalistic response governmentally, because capitalism will be in fucking crisis. It was in crisis this year. Trump really fucked up
Oh
because he
yeah,
didn't
it was
close the
so,
borders.
dude. Not even just financially wise, but like electoral, like what we have going on with Trump and Biden, like that way too. It's just not stable. It's not stable.
That's why there's the Progressive Caucus, because they represent a different trend of people. And it's like, and that's why we had nationalists and Trump supporting Republicans. It's like we need multiple parties. And I don't agree with either of them, but it just shows that the conversations are changing and people are becoming more politically and class conscious, aware of their situation. So, having the two-party system is incredibly unstable. It doesn't promote
George
anything.
Washington said that we should only have one party because a two-party system will not work.
Well, he said that because he understood class dialectics. He understood that this is a capitalist country, and if we divide the bourgeoisie, the capitalist class, if we divide each other, we're not going to be able to exploit the workers. That's why I think he said that. I don't think he said
Gangster.
that. I don't think he said that just because he was like, Americans want to be equally represented. Because if you look at like who the laws initially benefited, it was really only for property owners that benefited from this. It wasn't even like white people. It was really just like property owners.
Uh-huh.
So it's just like when he was saying that, he was just like, yo, we're going to lose our bag and our land if we don't cut the shit. You know?
Oh, I'm getting tired, my man.
Yeah, no, you're fine. I just looked at how long we've been doing this shit. But yo, thanks for hopping on, bro. This was a blast.
Yeah,
And
of course.
I hope to have you on next time so we could discuss some more shit.
Yeah, it was a pleasure being on, man.
Thanks for listening, y'all. Make sure to give BPA a follow on Instagram at Backpacking America and Twitter at BPA Podcasting. Make sure to like BPA on Facebook and subscribe on YouTube. The links can be found in the podcast description. Until then, take it easy and stay breezy.